Go. Go.
What else? Not much. Other than the fact that the whole EP shenanigans that happened. I have a lot to say, but let's just say that things did not turn out the way they were supposed to. And the new release date is February 2nd, midnight JST. And I made sure I quadruple and told them to give me the receipts for everything that happens in the process. Honestly, I really shouldn't have to go that far. But you know what? It's gonna be the process from now on. Big thank you to Chaimane for for tanking the blunt of my comments. I'm sure she has filtered them well to relay it to management. I always feel bad because like whenever something goes wrong and I have some strong words to say, I'm just like, Mai-chan, this is not meant for you, okay? This is meant for the other person on the relay of communication. It's okay, you know? My view on things when these sort of things happen is like, of course, when I just get the news that something went wrong, just like, ha. And then for like 5 minutes, I ponder about possibilities and what I should tell the other party. I think like a couple years ago, I would have been like grieving about not having things on track and stuff. But I've grown to, I guess, realize that if something went wrong, and if that was my part of the assignment, then I think I have the right to be mad at myself. But then if something else down the line that is not part of my assignment is gone wrong, and I know that I've done everything that I can do on my end, then there's no need to waste energy being angry. Because I think when you are angry, you kind of put on these, you know, the things that the horses wear so that their gazes don't, you know, look sideways. They only have that one track mind. Because I think when you're driven by emotions, then you kind of just forget what's actually blinders. Like strong emotions are like that because when you got strong emotions, then you get those like kind of tunnel vision almost, and you always just only focus on everything that went wrong. You know, of course I still had that moment where it's just like a couple minutes of but then President Ina is able to step back and be like, okay, this happened, nothing's gonna change, there's no time machine. And then I made like a list of things to cover. We're gonna be having a meeting about it and stuff. Like I made lists of stuff that I want clarified and like stuff that I had questions about. I also have questions about, is this some sort of mistake that can occur again? What can they do to prevent this from happening again? And also, what can I do, if there's anything I can do to prevent this from happening again? Because whatever happens, happened. Thing is, mistakes happen. It's bound to happen. Human error is everywhere. But if something like this happens again, I think that is a bigger problem than it happening once. They happen a little too often. Part of me always think of it as growing pains in a way. Cover is a growing company and they've increased a lot of employees over a short amount of time as well. And it's a growth pain that I think any company, no matter what company, would face, structure-wise, communication-wise. But I guess the important part is, where do you go from there? How do you deal with the growing pain when it occurs, you know? Because growth is good. It means, you know, there is potential and we're finding more potential, trying to expand. But I personally believe that strong growth comes from a very strong foundation. Because if you don't have a good foundation to start with, you're gonna be like an inverse pyramid, you know? You're just gonna topple and crumble. I hope that whatever happened becomes a good example and a learning experience for everyone involved, including myself, and that they will be able to build a stronger foundation in order to make sure this doesn't happen again. Maybe it'll just be an easier process for everyone if they actually review and, optimize the process a little more. So that's what I will say about the situation. I know comments, etc. were very angry for me, and thank you for being angry for me. But at the end of the day, it is my job to sort things out with them. Your assignment as my fans is that I hope you look forward to the content I create and you enjoy it, and tell me what you think about it. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your next door neighbor. Don't worry, I'm not I've dealt with many companies in my lifetime, in my granny lifetime, and I know when things are bad, or when things are good, or when things are meh, kind of in the gray zone. So trust me to iron things out on the management side, and I hope that you enjoy the fun bits. I've had my fair share of unfortunate happenings in my years here in hololive. I don't want you guys to stress about if I'm being treated right or not, because I am smart enough and I know and am experienced enough to know when and if I should be here or not, kind of thing, I just want you guys to have the most fun, let's just say, not only fun, but just a good experience, instead of having to worry about me in that regard, because I can stand up for myself. Don't worry, I can take care of myself in this regard. So whatever judgment I make, I only hope for you guys to know that I think a lot about everything from multiple angles. I can make relatively rational decisions. I mean, it hasn't failed me so far, so I think we're good. Actually, before I got sick, I was planning to doodle stuff as a countdown to the EP release. Oh boy, would it have been awkward if it was D-Day and nothing happened. I was thinking about it. I was like, in another universe, I didn't get sick, and I was able to finish all the doodling for each of the songs leading up to the EP release. Boy, would it have been so funny if nothing released. Dodged that one. Phew! I think I can laugh it off for now. But who knows if I don't get the answers I seek. Staff sons. We might have to enforce the taco over.